Hey guys, this is Pilar and you're watching Divinely Guided. Thank you so much for checking out my channel. I am fairly new to tarot, and so I am doing a series called Learn Tarot with Me. And basically, I'm just doing the some of the most recent, or I'm sorry, not most recent, the most common spreads that tarot readers use. I'm starting out with the Celtic Cross. All right, this is for the remainder of December 2019 for Aries. Okay, and this is a general reading, so it may not resonate with everyone. Please also know that if I, if I'm reading the cards and I use, he or she, and you are the opposite sex, and if this still resonates with you, then understand that energy is without gender. Okay, so let's just jump right into this. We already have these two cards that fell out. We have the Justice card in reverse, and we have the Hermit card also came out in reverse. Okay, let's see what else Spirit has for us. Also, you guys, just so you know, like I said, I am fairly new to tarot. I am using a book that is helping me to learn the placement of each of the cards, what each placement means. Also, on some of the cards that I do not know what they mean, I will refer to this book too. It's called Tarot Cards, a beginner guide of tarot cards, the Psychic Tarot Manual. Okay, so that's what I'm using. So if you see me going to search through it, you know why. Okay. Sorry, just a little bit of OCD, not a whole lot. Okay, and I'm sorry you guys, I am feeling a little drained. I'm not sure what is going on. Okay. Usually whenever cards fall out like that, I usually use the one that hits the floor first, or hits the table first. Okay. Can you guys see that okay? Kind of, sort of. Okay. So, bottom of the deck, we have the Two of Cups in reverse. Rats. The recent past, you also have your lovers in reverse. So let's see what's going on with this. Okay. Current card, your current situation is this Justice card. Okay. So I have not had the Justice card actually come out in a reading before. So I'm going to go ahead and refer to my little book. I apologize if you guys hear my stomach growling. Okay, so the reversed aspect of the Justice card can be refusing to take responsibility for our actions or to accept the consequences of our decisions, and also leaping ahead to make a decision without considering all the facts. Acting from our heart rather than our head is also relevant here. Okay, it says the appearance of the Justice card may indicate the need to make a decision or perhaps to consider the causes and effects of your actions. It indicates a need to take responsibility and to act with integrity, doing what we know to be right rather than what is easy. When we see the Justice card, we need to consider how to honor our contradictions and bring ourselves into harmony. Okay? Okay, so let's see what this card is crossing it, and is the Five of Cups in reverse. Okay, so this card is, you can kind of tell, somebody's hanging their head low, not feeling so great, right? Looking at all the stuff that's in front of them that's knocked over, and You know, that dwelling on that loss versus versus realizing that they still have a couple of things that are going good for them. You know, they have the 2 cups in reverse, right? Or I'm sorry, the 2 cups behind them. But this card is in reverse, you guys. So what that tells me is that either you are coming out of this energy, or this is an energy that is internal. Okay. So let's see what else the reading has to say and see if we can determine what that is. So this is your current situation, okay? All right. Your current situation and what the challenge is, okay? So it looks like you have a decision to make, right? Up here we have the Star card in reverse. Okay, so what this is our conscious mind. I'm sorry, not our subconscious mind. This is our conscious mind. Okay, and this is in the reverse. Okay, so the Star card usually symbolizes, you know, like having a spiritual, feeling spiritually guided, right? Because, you know, like follow the stars. The stars tell you a story. They lead your way. You know what I mean? And so this speaks to hope. And it basically speaks to hope and renewal, you know, rejuvenation, feeling like you have a direction, following the star, following the North Star. You know, the North Star always points you, you know, in a certain direction or what have you. So, well, points you in the north, right? So, you know, that speaks to hope and restored faith and things like that. But it's in the reverse. So maybe you're feeling like there is no hope in your situation. Okay. Let's see what this King of Wands is talking about. This down here, this is your hidden and unconscious influence, and this is the King of Wands. Okay. Just want to pull this up really quickly. Sorry guys, bear with me here just a second. Okay, so the King of Wands. The king is, you know, the master of the suit, right? So they've mastered, you know, their, here, let me just read you this card, okay? This is your subconscious mind. It says the King of Wands is an assertive and charismatic leader, willing to take chances and inspire action in others. He clearly expresses creative imagination and is good at bringing his vision to reality. Unlike the Queen, oops, I'm sorry you guys, I have a dog and he just moved my camera. I have 2 dogs actually. So, unlike the Queen, he is not keen on working behind the scenes or in pursuit of someone else's vision, preferring to inspire others to help him bring his own vision into reality. He is good at influencing others and may become domineering, refusing to compromise his vision. He has little patience with those who do not share his confidence and determination and his clear sense of focus. He will always take charge and shape the situation in a way that he wants or which advances his own plans. Sometimes he may struggle to understand that there are quieter forms of strength which are just as powerful. Okay, so this is your subconscious mind. Like you're feeling, you know, like you're feeling very charismatic about your situation, you know, and you're not willing to compromise your vision, and there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Okay. It's kind of crazy. This is, yeah, anyways. Okay, so good for you, Aries. That's super important. Don't compromise, you know, your vision, of course. You know, don't compromise your vision. The Lover's card. Okay, and this card is in reverse. And this is in your recent past. Okay. This speaks to relationships, love, inner and outer union, bringing together of opposite choices, of opposites and choices, okay? So, this card's about forming bonds and connections, okay? Romantic relationships, okay? But it's in the reverse. So in the recent past, obviously, you have either experienced your bond with somebody, you know, either coming to an end or putting separation, or, you know, this is an internal, or maybe this is an internal struggle, okay, that you're having. But something tells me that's not the case. You know, this is, you know, maybe you might be feeling that, you know, you need to put space in between this situation, you know, and separate from this. Maybe you haven't yet gone there, but maybe it's something that you're considering. Or, you know, it could be that you are already in separation from your person, okay? All right, and so over here, this next card is your near future, and this is the Nine of Swords, right? So this person is heavy in their head, right? Heavy in their head. But this is, you know, in reverse, so it tells me that you're coming out of this mindset, okay? You see the person's in the bed, right? It's an your exhausted mind, okay? But it's in the reverse. So you're coming out of this. Either you're coming out of this mindset, or you're internalizing this and you're not doing anything about it, okay? And that's in the near future. Okay, so the situation here is, this card here is your, this is your inner self. This is how you feel about your situation, right? And this is Seven of Pentacles. The seven, I mean, you can kind of see, he's just standing there looking at what he has in front of him, not really doing any work to, continue to harvest or manifest what he's already planted, okay? Not doing any work to help that grow. You're not worried about that right now. You're not worried. You have no intention of really doing anything at this time to, you know, you're just sitting here looking at the situation. You know, like, this situation does not appear to be the thing that you're focusing on right now, okay? And that's okay, you know what I mean? That's okay. Okay, so this next card over here is going to be your external influences, okay? And this is the Eight of Swords. I don't know why I keep wanting to say swords, but this is in reverse, right? So you have external influences that, you know, are not necessarily wanting to see what you are trying to do here. Not wanting to see or feeling like they are trapped, okay? Or they're trapping you, okay? But it's in the reverse. And I say, you know, that they're trapping you because this is an external influence. This is somebody who, you know, feels like maybe they're trapping you, but there's not anything that they can do for you, right? Because their hands are tied. But again, this is in reverse, right? And if you look at the bonds, it looks like it's just toilet paper wrapped around her. Like, at any moment, she could seriously, like, just stretch her arms out and break off that toilet paper and take that blindfold off, right? So your person or people, your external influences are, you know, not really I guess maybe in a sense, not really sure what they can do to help you. Okay? They're not seeing it, but they're not making any changes. They're not doing anything to break free of that kind of energy, in the sense of, you know, they're just letting it be. They're staying in that place because they want to, right? They're not really trying to break free from that. All right? They easily could, but I'm kind of getting from this card that this is something that you want to do. And so maybe your external influences, they know that. And so they're not making any moves at this point for a reason, and that's because they see you just kind of looking at what you need to do, right? Just looking at you're just standing there looking at it, figuring out what you're going to do next. Okay? All right, so this next card up here is going to be your hopes and fears. It's the Knight of Cups. Got a lot of cards on your reading that I'm not super well versed in. So let me just look these up. Let me just look up this Knight of Cups. The cups represents emotions. You know, the cups represents water. Water represents emotions. So your hopes and dreams. It says the Knight of Cups is a romantic daydreamer, sensitive and fond of poetry and flights of fancy. In some ways, he is the knight closest to chivalry and divine inspiration of medieval knights, risking all for love and the idealistic dream. He feels intensely and may come across, oh my gosh, if I could talk, that'd be great. May come across as quite dramatic at times, unable to see beyond his own his overwhelming feelings. Unable to see beyond his overwhelming feelings and his need to express them. He is charismatic and the kind of person others are drawn to, but may also be given to illusion of deception of himself as well as others. Unlike the wand and the sword knights, his horse usually shows standing still. As for him, the action and movement take place on an inner level. His quest is one of the heart, the quest for true love or devotion and service to a higher being or ideal. Okay? So, sounds to me like you're hoping to get past this place where you are feeling overwhelmed in your emotions. Okay? And you do hope to find love, but you want to get past this emotional state. You want to get past this emotional situation. Whatever your situation over here is, I feel like, this could potentially be a relationship situation, but it could be something else. It could be another situation that you're going through that has caused you a lot of emotional turmoil. Okay? What's to come in the near future up here? This card is the Knight of Swords. So this, again, another knight, right? And this knight is making moves quickly. So this is what's, the outcome. Looks like, it looks like you're coming out of this energy. You're coming out of this energy. You're looking at what it is that you need to do, and your external influences are just sitting there waiting for you to figure this out, right? And letting you have, the space to do that, because you want it. You know, like you're just standing there, you're taking your time really just processing it, right? So it's important that you have that, okay? This Knight of Swords card, let me just make sure, let me just read this one for you too. Sorry, told you, learning tarot with me, right? Okay, the Knight of Swords. The Knight is on a quest to fight for the truth and welcomes conflict as an opportunity to get closer to that truth. He is courageous and clever, always ready to defend his ideas and his honor, and always on the move. He has strong powers of logic and reason, often seeing the world as black and white and acting accordingly. Quick thinking and even impulsive, he has the courage of his convictions to the point that he may struggle to let go of an idea even when it is proven wrong. He thinks quickly but not necessarily deeply, and may choose action based on half-developed idea or a carefully planned strategy. His insistence on logic and objectivity may mean that he lacks tact and empathy with others, sometimes riding over individuals and their need in order to achieve his goals, okay? So, to me, I just kind of feel like you're at a point where you just need to do what you need to do for yourself, and you can't really be worrying about anybody else. And that, you know, you got to make these moves. That's what you're focused on. You're trying to really push to make things happen for you quickly, you know, because you want to either find love or find your love for yourself, right? Okay? And so maybe that's why the Two of Cups is in reverse right now, because you're not really worried about, I really do feel like this is love for yourself. You're not worried about truly finding love just yet, right? Or allowing love into your life just yet, because you have your own work that you're trying to do. You're trying to make things happen for yourself. You realize that you have been in your head for some time and you're trying to get out of it, right? You're trying to step out of this energy and be grateful for what you do have. Remember, because in the upright, this card shows people who are not somebody who's looking at what's in front of him, but not realizing that he still has other things around him to be thankful for. These two cups back here, you know, that are still standing, right? So you're definitely coming out of this energy in the near future. You're coming out of this exhausting energy, and you're evaluating what it is that you need to do, right? You're taking the space from your other people who are who can be an influence in your life, and people are giving you the space to do what you need to do, right? So I think that's pretty incredible, Aries. I'm super excited for you. You know what I mean? Staying in your power, continue to do the work for you, on you, for you, within you, all of it, you know, and the future looks bright for you. You know what I mean? You're gonna find your fulfillment. You're gonna turn this hope, you know, this lack of hope into a positive, right? You're gonna find inspiration if you haven't already found it, all right? And it's all gonna be great. All right, so I hope that resonates with you, Aries. If so, please like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Thank you.